Don't look now. Everybody on Get Up picked the Knicks.
Oh, yeah.
And if we've seen anything out of these ESPN predictions.
0 for 22 in the second round in the Eastern Conference.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, everyone picked the Celtics and the Cavs.
0 for 22, brother.
Yeah.
Damn, nobody would.
0% from the field. Now granted, Knicks, Celtics. Celtics are ranked champs. We get it. Going to be tough. Cavs, number one team in the East. Sure. Pacers, who are they? Well, if you did a little research, Pacers are the hottest team in the NBA outside of OKC since January. We've been banging that drum literally since January, I think, strictly because I talked to Tyrese and talked to the boys, and I go, hey, am I allowed to talk shit about you guys on my show, or am I going to look like an asshole? And they go, we got a good team. We are finding it right now. Post All-Star break. Tyrese didn't make the All-Star game. Won a gold medal, has been an All-Star multiple times, is the franchise player for the Indiana Pacers. Pascal Siakam made All-Star game. Tyrese did not. Bad first half of the year. Post All-Star break, Tyrese found his shit, Pacers found their shit, and they've been running. And everybody gets hurt against the Pacers.
Yeah.
Everybody gets hurt. Oh, they're playing against hurt teams. That's because they run their asses out of the gym. They will run you out of the gym. That is the style that they play. Everybody talks about how lucky they get. It's like, what if the style that they play is actually a part of their strategy in making you not be able to keep up? They're in great shape. They're seemingly more healthy than they were last year. They're confident. They're mature. They've been here before last year with this entire thing. And them taking on the Knicks, especially with the history of the Pacers-Knicks rivalry, beautiful thing for basketball. Whenever we talk about these sports right now, we got McJesus playing in the NHL.
Rematch
He's the next star.
With the Stars,
yeah,
too.
Boom.
That's a rematch.
That's huge. The NHL loves that McJesus is still around right now in the conference finals. You got the reigning champs with an added heel in Marshy to their team. That's great for the NHL. The Caniacs, 20,000 strong in that arena. They don't get nearly enough love. And then you go to basketball, it's like Anthony Edwards is must watch, both on the court and off the court. SGA and that Oklahoma City team is like a college environment down there in Oklahoma City.
League MVP, yeah.
Yeah, and then Pacers, Knicks. Like right now, sports are throwing 100 on the paint.
Yeah.
Pacers in 5, maybe Pacers in 6. Only people on ESPN saying that. Yeah, I know you were a Knick there for a while, and you're probably loving the vibes coming out of New York City for the Knicks, which I am as well. Anytime you see an entire city come alive because of sports, it's a beautiful thing. I was over there in New York whenever Jalen Brunson hit the 3 to seal the last series. The entire city was alive. Obviously, they seal their beating the Boston Celtics. Place goes crazy. Like, that is a beautiful thing for sports. That is a beautiful thing for New York City. That is a beautiful thing for anything and anywhere whenever that takes place. Knicks fans on television just assume the Knicks are going to win this. Okay, they didn't think the Knicks were going to beat the Celtics, but now Pacers, definitely, no problem. Pacers, best record in the NBA in the Eastern Conference since January. This hasn't just been like a last couple weeks, last month type thing. This has been about 6 months now worth of great basketball coming from the Pacers. Why do you think all the New York fans think the Knicks are going to win this? Why do you think everybody on TV thinks the Knicks are going to win this? And is it strictly the bias because it's the big city taking on little old Indiana, Q-Rich?
No, I think it's got some merits. I mean, listen, if I had to pick, I would pick New York right now too. But saying that with a caveat, knowing, just like I said in the Cleveland series, this Indiana Pacers is everything you just said about them and more. And they to me, the thing that I think they don't get enough credit for is their cohesiveness, the togetherness they play with as a unit, and how they have 6-7 guys that you don't know who's gonna kill you the worst. It's not always scripted like a lot of the other teams. You say, shut down this guy, that guy, you could have a better chance. These guys want 6, 7, 8 guys out there, and any of them can get you 20 or possibly 30 on any given night. So I don't say that lightly, but I do say what Jalen Brunson has done, the position he's putting himself in, with the way he scored in the clutch and in the fourth quarter, and the way he's been able to lift this team, I think he's put himself as, obviously he's not going to be the MVP, but in these playoffs, he's been the best player in these playoffs to me. With what he's been able to do, no matter what the situation was, no matter how well he's playing or how bad he's playing, when that fourth quarter came, he's been money. He's been somebody that you could go take to the bank and he's going to get you something. You don't know how he's going to do it. He's got a little body, big body, but like he's figuring things out and he's been unstoppable when it matters most. So when it comes down to a series that I think this is going to be a 6-7 game series as well. But when you got a closer like that, that's the kind of thing that could tip the scales in this series. Doesn't mean that it will, But I mean, when he's doing what he's doing, that gives them a high likelihood.
I love watching this Knicks team play.
Yeah.
I love everything about it because everything you just said about Brunson, but all of them. All the guys in the fourth quarter lock in. And it's like you find out who are the dogs and who's not. Now, obviously, what they were doing to the Celtics and beating the Celtics, people are going to mention Tatum's injury. They were up 7 in the fourth whenever that injury took place. They're the reigning champs. New York knocks them off. It's been a hell of a run for this Knicks team. And Knicks Pacers in the Eastern Conference Finals is a beautiful thing.
Classy.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a beautiful thing. And we're enjoying the hell out of it over here.
I live in New York City, obviously, so there's a Knicks fan perspective here on all you're saying, and like there's all nothing but respect for this Pacers team. Like, we watched the first 2 rounds, you guys wiping out those 2 teams, and I just can't wait for the series. I grew up in the 90s when it was Reggie and Starks and Anthony Mason, and you guys had Dale Davis and Antonio Davis. So like, this is a celebration of basketball. There's no ill will right now, and especially as much as you want to make the Halliburton, like, Brunson thing, like, they're both dogs and they both bring it every game. Like, I cannot wait for this series, Pat.
Yeah, they have a great rivalry because they know each other very well. Obviously.
Yeah, friends.
They're friends with each other off, but on the court, both. Hey, there can only be one of us here.
Yeah.
And I like that Tyrese has that mindset, and I love that Jalen Brunson has that mindset. It's perfect timing, and it's great for the NBA. You guys say you have nothing but respect. Why'd you guys treat our guy Hans like that? Why'd you treat a New York firefighter Hans like that, Shregs? Why'd you do that, Shregs? You were in that. I saw Shregs was in. Yeah, that was your trash bag, wasn't it?
Hans.
Messed up.
I love how Hans handled this. First of all, I appreciate that Tyrese Halliburton is flying him out here to the game. Saw a lot of people on the internet go, Hans just worked Tyrese Halliburton into some tickets. Did this on purpose. Did this entire thing. I'm
Really?
like,
Hans was an industry plant.
that's what they said. That's what people on the internet were saying. That was the only negative, is like, Hans worked this entire thing. I'm like,
And it's not like Hans was an accountant or a marketing guy. Of course, Hans is a firefighter, like a volunteer firefighter. Yes, of course, Hans is a firefighter. Of course.
He's a hero. Yes, of course. The Indiana Pacer representative in that entire thing is the hero.